Hi guys, hope your week is going well. This week I'd like to touch base on mandatory reporting. I was told years back that there was only one place to report, and it was a central registry, and then from there you pressed a button saying whether you were a mandatory reporter or not. We just had, at my work, we just had Justice Center training. I've never dealt with the Justice Center before, but it's for residents, clients who are in supported housing, some type of level of care. We do have a congregate level 2, which is our supportive living. I am in supported housing where I work, which is a little bit different. It's more independent, but still falls under the Justice Center because they are umbrellaed by our services. So it's technically an institution. That being said, the only time you would report to the Justice Center is on your normal work hours. So your normal 9 to 5 hours, or whatever hours you work. Other than that, after and before those work hours, then it's a question of morality and reporting what you saw. If I were to see somebody getting slapped, somebody getting hurt, abused in any way, I'm going to report it because that's who I am. I know of a lot of people who they don't like to get involved. They don't like to, they don't want to fear any retaliation, which I have seen. It's not pretty, especially if it's a family member. If they know where it might be coming from, then you have this fear of somebody doing something to you. And we shouldn't have to live like that. We should be able to report it. And yes, you can report anonymously. I don't think that's enough for people. People just don't want the drama that might come afterwards. So now learning that there's a different place for residents who are in an institutional-like place, it's definitely broadened my horizons because it's done a little bit differently. Whereas if I saw something on the street after work, I'm calling up the hotline, I'm calling up the registry and reporting it, and then that's it. I don't have to tell anybody else. It doesn't go any further than me and whoever I spoke to on the phone. When it comes to the Justice Center, you have to report it. You're not talking to your supervisor first to see if it's okay. You're not doing anything. If you think something is wrong, you report it to the Justice Center, and then you talk to your supervisor, which I sort of get, but I sort of don't. I feel as if sometimes things can be misinterpreted. Verbal abuse, I think, sometimes can be misinterpreted too, depending on what happens. I mean, if somebody's going to hit somebody, that's absolutely abuse. Sexual abuse, absolutely. If it's within our institution, it should be reported. I just feel like sometimes people stick their nose in and end up misconstruing things, and if they go and report it, it's going to cause a huge uproar within the agency. I'm not saying not report it. I'm just saying that I think it would be in the better interest of any client or resident in our program to for us to talk to our supervisors about it, because it could be the way they're handled. It could be a problem client. It could be a lot of things. I'm not saying that any type of yelling at people or anything is right. I don't necessarily feel that it's abuse, though, unless it's out of context. It is, I think there are certain circumstances where not everything should go straight to reporting. Some of it probably would need to be cleared by our supervisor. I was taught when I worked, with my kids, I call them my kids, but when I worked with kids, the clients that I had, if something were to happen, or I thought something would happen, I would straight call my supervisor, say, listen, this is what happened, would you like me to report it? That way we're all in the loop, nothing is a mistake. I just think that policies could be a little bit better, and I'm sure some of you will disagree with me, and that's perfectly fine. So I guess my question to you is what are your mandatory reporting laws in your state? Does it differ once you leave work? Do you have to report to the Justice Center? Do you have a specific registry to call for children? Do you have a specific registry to call for adults? Things like that. I know we have APS here and we have CPS here, but all the calls go into the central registry. and that center, because at that point we're not working with clients, it's somebody out in the community. So just some food for thought, and hope to hear back from you soon.